The new home for Fighting Irish Soccer seats about 2,500. New locker rooms, training facility, everything, including a first-rate new natural grass surface. And we'll see Louisville and Notre Dame contest upon it here this afternoon. The visiting Cardinals in the black uniforms, Notre Dame with the white tops and blue shorts, and we are underway. A throw in here for the Cardinals out of the gate, and they're trying to come back from a disappointing loss at DePaul on Friday night. They gave up a goal in the opening 30 seconds or so, able to come back and tie it, but lost it on the road 2-1. Big boot upfield for the Irish, racing back to get it. Meredith Tolley will watch it go back to the freshman Vancil, and she'll play it out near side. Ashley Reset has missed some time with a concussion suffered in practice, is back at the starting right back spot for the Cardinals. Collision there between Tolley and Amanda Clark for Notre Dame. It'll be a foul on the Irish. Notre Dame tracking back on defense, and the restart put in the air. Towards the edge of the box, flicked on. And now backed out. Barg trying to clear it, can't. And she recovers and is able to push it wide. Taylor Knack, the junior from Arlington, Texas, fighting for it, winning it, and has space down the far side. Knifing back in front, through ball. Melissa Henderson trying to run onto it, cuts it back, has a player open. Save made, Vancil. Point blank by the freshman.
That's an unbelievable play, and it all started at the other end when Courtney Bard, cool, calm, collected, played out of traffic. Big save at the other end.
Rose Augustine had a lot of net to shoot at and found only keeper. What a big stop in the opening couple of minutes here for Louisville. Karen Ferguson-Days will tell you that's been the kind of frustrating thing with this young keeper. She can do the spectacular, but sometimes the easier save has plagued her. When you look at the Louisville head coach throw in here from Augustine towards the edge of the box. Now booted out, controlled by the Irish. Little give and go. Barg has it back. She'll push it far side. Sent towards the box. Headed on, almost headed in. Folks had a chance, and using that 5'10" frame. And boy, it's been a busy few opening minutes here for Vancil.
Now that play started with Courtney Bard playing the ball out of trouble in her own end. Made a beautiful outlet pass. They came upfield, the square pass. That's just great goalkeeping by Taylor Vancil. And now, a moment ago, another good opportunity. Folks at the far post. Good pressure by Notre Dame, but 2 goal scoring opportunities denied.
We talked about Folks and having her be involved up front, and certainly her ability to crash the net. Used to playing balls in the air, defending them at the other end, and she's been more of a force. Already 4 goals this season, and has really helped the Irish turn this around after their turbulent 3-3 beginning.
There's no question you want strength. Any team, Notre Dame in particular, right up the spine of the field, and Randy Waldrum didn't feel he was getting enough aggression in the attacking third of the field in the penalty area, so converting Lauren Folks, always an option. You take a physical, strong central defender with agility, make them a target player instead.
There you see Randy Waldrum, like the resiliency from his team the other night at Cincinnati. They were scoreless deep into the second half. They gave up the go-ahead goal on the road to the Bearcats. 78 seconds later, they got the equalizer, and then Folks had the game winner with 8 and change to go. A nice road win. Again, this is a different Notre Dame team than in years past, with a lot of younger players seeing some time early in their careers and still trying to find their way. And That's one of those confidence builders you can have, especially when you do it on the road.
That's the experience of a great coach as well. And Randy Waldrum, we talked about the psychological factor of the losses to North Carolina that could be devastating. But he has his team back on the right path. Now does he have enough quality to get the results he wants this year?
Nat off the touch from Folks. Now coming near side. There's Clark with a nice run. And she'll collect, turn it towards the edge of the box. Nobody there but black shirts of Louisville, but a giveaway for the Cardinals. Chipped in. Chance there, but Henderson couldn't quite get her feet in the proper position and put it over the bar.
That's another great ball played in by Courtney Bard. Absolutely brilliant. Perfect touch. Plays it over the top. That's onside. It needs either a delicate little chip or else just let that ball come down and hammer it to goal. Another quality goal-scoring opportunity, though.
Henderson, the Big East preseason offensive player of the year. 5 goals this year. She had 17 goals last year in 2008, including 5 game winners. Here's Louisville with a threat offensively. Emily Cardell, a freshman from the Cincinnati area, playing it towards the middle and cleared out by the Irish. Jennifer Jones trying to turn, but Notre Dame takes it away. Augustine, through ball, Henderson, speed, shot, save, Vansel, and the rebound cleared away.
Another great opportunity. Watch the through ball played to Melissa Henderson. Absolutely perfect. And Henderson runs onto it. That's great goalkeeping again. Taylor Vansel cuts down the angle, makes another big save.
Throw-in chance for the Irish. Into the box. Headed on. Still not out of harm's way. And Notre Dame collects. Out of bounds, last touch by the Irish. Molly Campbell trying to run it up and save it. And there's Vansel. She has been under the gun here in this opening 10-minute stretch. That'll be a Louisville throw-in. Lindsey Bowling settles. Plays it over to Kate Cunningham. And now the Cardinals will work it from the back. And that's where they have had some issues. We mentioned Reset coming back. When Reset was out, they also lost Caitlin Beck to a fractured fibula. And Chelsea Hunter has missed time with a back stress fracture, so they have been shuffling personnel on the back line. Combine that with a freshman keeper, and that could be a recipe for disaster at times for Louisville. Bowling turns it up. Caitlin Rader with the reception, but lost it, and Louisville retrieves. Now Cardell can't win the battle to get there, and Notre Dame boots it downfield.
One of the challenges for Louisville so far in this game is pressure in the midfield. They cannot allow the kind of entry passes that Notre Dame has been making. We get a look at their coach. She had one of the greatest comments I've ever heard in my life about young players. They could be terrific and they could be horrific. And she's so right. Young, talented players, but it's all about consistency and growing their game.
Yeah, that's certainly what they're trying to find right now. They have had issues not being aggressive enough inside the 18 and finishing, and that's seen in the statistic. They've only put in 7 goals in 8 games so far, and defensively they've had issues with that young back line and the new keeper defending set pieces. That's something to be aware of, especially as Notre Dame continues this heavy pressure, and there's going to be a set piece opportunity right here.
Now, you were just talking about it. Now we're going to see their ability, Louisville, to try and mark up on this set piece. Great spot on the field for Notre Dame. You could play it to the near post. You could bend one to the far post. You could just try and rip it behind the back line right around the penalty spot and let a player run on.
Remember, Folks at 5'10", is the tall target on the interior here for Notre Dame. Got 6 players on the far side of the box. Low ball put through. And Louisville able to knock it across midfield. Henderson tried to flick it through. Couldn't do it. Coming back, Irish trying to win possession. Good work for the Cardinals to grab it. And here's Courtney Holtz. Barg defending, and Barg winning that individual war. Well, Shep, we touched on it a little bit at the top of the show. This North Carolina-Notre Dame rivalry. The Irish fall last year in the national final. In the final couple of minutes, wrecking that chance for a perfect season and a national crown. And then this year they open this new facility here. North Carolina comes in, and Randy Waldrum watches in horror as his squad gives up 2 goals in the opening 5 minutes, and then the wheels fell off. They lose 6-0 to their arch rivals on the national scene. And well, they had to pick up the pieces after that, and it took a little time. They went 0-2 on a road trip, playing out against Stanford and Santa Clara, 2 proud programs as well. So the Irish found themselves at 3-3 and trying to find themselves, and they seem to have turned a little bit of a corner.
Well, there's no question, and that's tribute to Randy Waldrum, but it's also tribute to his players. I often felt I'd rather be trounced, blown out 6-0 than lose the nail-biter like they did in the championship game a year ago. And once they got blown out 6-0 here on this very field, I think their season started to turn around. You regroup, you get back to basics. They still have a world of talent on their team. Now it's all about production.
And again, moving folks forward has been part of the reason they've been able to increase the offensive production. Again, Courtney Rosen, highly touted player, counted upon in the offensive end. She broke her left foot in preseason training, had surgery August 13th, is still rehabbing. There's an outside shot that if all went well with the recovery that she could come back towards the postseason, but she'd lose her whole final season of eligibility, so she may opt to redshirt and return next year. And then Michelle Weisenhofer has battled hamstring injuries the last couple of years. The left one hurt her. She missed time in spring ball. Now the right hammy is giving her trouble, so she's off the field. So that's 2 key cogs of your offense up front that you're lacking. Good step up by Cunningham to win that ball and push it ahead for Cardell. Cardell trying to run into space. Looking for the 1v1 move, but it's not there. Broken up defensively by Notre Dame. Good step up from Haley Ford. And the shot goes wide. It'll be a goal kick here for Notre Dame.
Now, one of the things you have to do if you're Louisville to alleviate the pressure is when you win the ball, you've got to hold on to it a little bit. That's not a bad effort by Cardell, but she could have held the ball up, got some support in the midfield. They need a little bit of possession instead of just defending against the potent Notre Dame team.
Karen Ferguson-Days really has high hopes for Cardell, and a freshman starter at the forward spot. Just really needs her to break out. She says once she scores, she's going to score in bunches. Here's Knack. Crossing pass. Folks in the vicinity, but couldn't quite get there. Played back to Campbell. Now Barr. Good move to elude one defender. Keeps the dribble alive. Now tried to push it through, but folks misread the pass, and Louisville controls.
And Notre Dame is having success getting wide, using their speed, beating the outside back. So if you're Notre Dame, continue to do that. Play the ball into space, play it wide, get around the back 4 of this Louisville team. At times they've been a little bit erratic defending, and so far they've, thanks to Taylor Avancel, kept this game tied.
Little over 14 minutes in. Big East Soccer here on the CBS College Sports Network. Jason Knapp, Shep Messing. And Notre Dame outside the top 10 for the first time in a couple of years in the national rankings. Currently 14th, record of 6-3. hosting Louisville, which comes in at 3-5, 0-2 so far in Big East play. Certainly a disappointing beginning to the campaign for Louisville. They were receiving votes in the national poll in the preseason, but trying to find some form here as they head into the heart of conference play. Cleared out there by Reset. Good win by Jones. And now played long. Opportunity for Rader. 1v3 right now. Has to put it on net. And a good stop. Kelsey Lysander had the short angle, handling her first chance of the game. It'll be a corner here for Louisville.
This is a good opportunity when you don't have a lot of possession. Take what you can get. A very acute angle. Difficult to try and score, but tries the near post. Parried out for the corner.
Low corner played in. Misplayed by the Irish. And a second chance denied again. And a good win for Notre Dame. Scheidler had the defensive effort there, and that sets it up for Augustine. Good read by Bard. Stole that pass away. Here's Henderson. Has space. Trying to go end line. A good recovery defensively by Reset. Forces it out. It'll be a goal kick for Louisville. And the Cardinals seem to have settled down a little bit. Those critical saves by Vansel early on have kind of helped them slow the game down a little bit and get some comfortableness.
I don't think there's any question. We talked about goalkeepers. When you're playing against a heavyweight opponent, you need your goalkeeper to come up big at some point. She came up big early in the game. Now they settled down a little bit, but the danger is not over for them.
Folks couldn't quite get there and sent back in by the Irish. That's touched out. Notre Dame throwing. Scheidler triggers the restart. Folks trying to turn it, and Cunningham blasts it out of bounds. This Notre Dame squad, part of the possible historic moment in this one. They've got a 54-match unbeaten streak against Big East foes, 52 wins and 2 ties dating back to 2005. A win or a tie today, and it would equal North Carolina's NCAA Division I conference unbeaten streak of 55 in a row.
We talked about defending on set pieces. Another challenge for Louisville on this corner kick.
And a substitution coming on here for Notre Dame. It'll be Jasmine Hall coming on. She'll spell Haley Ford along the back for the Irish. And here's the corner for Notre Dame. Lifted up near the 6, headed on, off the crossbar and over. Sweet rise by Amanda Clark and just missed, making it 1-0.
We talked about defending on set pieces. Look at Amanda Clark. Nobody marks her, all alone. That's a mental mistake. When you set up on the corner kick, you've got to be clear who you're marking. Nobody had her. Fortunate not to have conceded a goal.
And Notre Dame, again, handful of chances here to this point in the first half. But Louisville has thwarted them all to this point. Cunningham trying to step up. Lost it. Campbell. It deftly swings it wide. Folks collects. Plenty of space. Dummy run there, attempt by Henderson, but her teammate not in the vicinity. Louisville's defense was. Henderson trying to run on this. It's onside. Vansel able to scoop it up.
Good anticipation by the goalkeeper. Watched the flight of the ball, judged she could come out and collect it, and gets it just in time.
Tim Debbie Singh, our referee from Dallas, the assistant referees, Michael Montani from Chicago, Steve Roos from Lafayette, Indiana, and Cyan Asoera from Elkhart, Indiana, is the table official. Hall giving chase, and she'll handle the throw-in for Notre Dame. The recent entry, the true freshman from Highland Village, Texas. Edge of the box.
And we talked about Louisville winning the ball and then giving it right back. And that's what you can ill afford when you're under pressure.
Good swing pass. Hall will re-enter it towards the box, and it's headed out of play. Meredith Tolley, Louisville native, out of Male High School. Another substitution here for Notre Dame. Teresa Stasny coming on, the freshman out of Calgary, Alberta. Taylor Knack is the Irish player exiting. Raider. Scheidler tracking back to get that. And plays it up the sideline for Notre Dame. Hall turns it back, and Louisville will have possession. Well, here midway through the first half, scoreless between Notre Dame and Louisville. The Irish have more offensive threats, but Soccer Media Guide freshman keeper Taylor Vansel says, you know, she'd love to invite Hope Solo to dinner, and who wouldn't? A great goalkeeper for the U.S. national team. So far in this game, Chef, Vansel has looked very Hope Solo-like.
That's been unbelievable. Every player needs somebody to try to emulate, to replicate their game. Who better than Hope Solo? And so far, Taylor Vansel has done the job.
You talked about the keeper need to play a large role when you're facing a daunting opponent. Well, Karen Ferguson-Days understands that. And talking about her team and trying to hang with this Notre Dame squad, she said the mental part of playing Notre Dame is as big as the physical part. As her squad pushes in, Hall again able to waste it up the side, and we've got a whistle. And there will be a foul here, it looks like, on Louisville. And a free kick for the Fighting Irish. But talking about the Louisville coach, says the mental part's hard, but she has to remind her squad the game doesn't know who's supposed to win.
She again, Karen Ferguson-Days, two of the better comments I've ever heard in 20 years. And she's right, the psychological part, but you still have to go out and play the game. And her team is in the game right now, thanks to Taylor Vansel. Now they have to find out a way, figure out a way to try and orchestrate some kind of better attack.
And here's another restart opportunity on the corner for Notre Dame. And again, defending these has been a big bugaboo for Louisville. They gave up 2 goals on restarts in a 2-1 loss at Texas.
And that one well defended. Kate McDonald had her mark, won that 50-50 ball in the air. Good defensive header, clearing it out high and wide.
for Notre Dame. Augustine over to do the service honors. And here we see the Irish setting up inside the 18. Outswinger. Center of the field. Now settled. Bard. Into the heart of the Notre Dame defense on that side. And the Cardinals again able to clear it out past midfield. Give and go. Folks plays it wide. Henderson able to get it. Enters the box. Good cutback. Centering pass. Header. Save Vansel. Another denial by the freshman. Now you understand what kind of recruiting coup it was for Karen Ferguson Days to land this highly touted freshman. She's been spectacular.
Yeah, and that's a world-class save because you have to read the trajectory of the service. You've got to have good footwork to keep moving, and then you've got to make that reflex save. World-class by Taylor Vansel.
And this starting to take a similar theme to what Notre Dame saw the other night on the road at Cincinnati. Again, scoreless game as Cincinnati was able to withstand a flurry of chances. Their keeper, Andrea Kaminsky, had 13 saves to keep Notre Dame off the board for 2/3 of the game plus before they broke through, and the Irish continue to pound away here against Louisville.
Well, Melissa Henderson has been spectacular. Plays the perfect ball in. Folks is right there. Good service. Watch the goalkeeping. She's already moving laterally. Excellent footwork. And then when Lauren Folks gets the header, Vansel makes the save. But tremendous footwork. Great instinct by the goalkeeper.
Rare for a freshman to come in and start right away. Vansel had a little bit of a head start. She enrolled at Louisville last January. She graduated high school a semester early. A lot like a lot of the football players are opting to do these days, come in a semester early. She did that, and that gave her the ability to work with the team in spring ball last year and be the #1 from day one of camp here in 09. And that's last touched by Louisville. Another corner here for the Irish.
Rose Augustine.
Once again, Notre Dame will get their 2 central defenders up into the penalty area. They're at the top of the box with Lauren Folks. So if you're Louisville, you've got to mark up.
Sent in by Augustine. And foul here against Notre Dame. Well, Karen Ferguson Days is here with Louisville, and she got a kind of a bonus today. She gets to watch her husband's team in action. Hilton Days, head coach at Cincinnati. The Bearcats are playing the Notre Dame men as the second part of our doubleheader today. So the married couple, each coaching at a different university, they get to be in the same spot on the same weekend. That's kind of rare.
Yeah, that's a great story. I love that story. I'm not going to suggest they need to coach at the same school, but they do get the opportunity to see each other here at Notre Dame today.
You'll see that game, 3:30 Eastern, Cincinnati against Notre Dame, right here on the CBS College Sports Network. You see Coach Ferguson Days.
She is the only one sitting down. Her entire team on the sideline and her assistant coaches, they're all standing. I don't know if it's anxiety or support, but so far they're hanging into this game.
And again, the longer they can stay equal, they give themselves the opportunity to do something that nobody's done since the mid-90s. UConn, the last Big East team to walk out of Notre Dame turf with a victory. Randy Waldrum and company used to winning here at home, especially in conference. Hall going to run out of real estate. That'll belong to Louisville.
I think if I'm Notre Dame, you need to try to exploit the matchup with Melissa Henderson. Henderson has shown the ability to get behind the back four. She's showing speed, the ability to take players on the dribble. Created 2 great goal-scoring opportunities for her teammates.
Good step up by Hall to steal that ball away for Notre Dame. Louisville retrieves. Sent towards the end, and that'll be a foul on Notre Dame. Feet got tangled. Both players went down. And pair of number 7s, Clark and Cardell of Louisville. So a restart chance here for the Cardinals.
Good call by the referee. Held up his whistle initially to play advantage. As soon as that ball was out of play, he gives the free kick. Correct call.
Kelsey Lysander starting to set up the wall. Be a 2-player wall here for the Irish. Chipped up, played down to the turf, and cleared for the moment by Notre Dame. Re-entry off an Irish player, and that'll be a corner for Louisville. It's second.
One of the difficult things for a goalkeeper when you're watching the other end of the field, your opposing goalkeeper playing superbly for Kelsey Lysander hasn't had a lot to do, made a couple of saves. It's tough to stay mentally in the game when you're watching your team dominate, the other goalkeeper excelling.
We talked about how Vansel has been the number 1 throughout this 09 campaign for Louisville. Lysander has had some issues. Of course, last year, 26 straight wins, 18 by shutout as they rolled their way to the national final, but struggled in that game here at home against Carolina. Actually got pulled at halftime after giving up a couple of early goals. And Nikki Weiss started the first game of their California road trip, then she gave up a somewhat soft goal. Randy Waldrum has gone back to Lysander, and she has been the number 1 since. Player is down on the far side, and Tim Debbie-Singh will stop it. It's Augustine down for Notre Dame, the junior from Silver Lake, Ohio, and she's getting some attention here for the moment.
That's just a heavy collision, inadvertent on a 50-50 ball. Both players making an effort to play the ball. Augustine got the worst of it.
And certainly trying to gather herself now as you look at the goaltenders. And Shep, obviously, you would be an authority on this. Coming back from getting pulled a little bit at one point, how much does that mess with your psyche a little bit if you're Lysander when you were the clear-cut number 1 and arguably one of the best keepers in the country last year?
Well, I think once you make a decision that you're going to be a goalkeeper, nothing can mess with your psyche. You're a little bit out there in your own world, so I'm sure she was upset, angry, and she knows the best way to go about it is what do I do in the next game? So short memories for goalkeepers.
The history and tradition of Notre Dame women's soccer has been fantastic, and they've gotten it done at a lot of different levels, especially here in conference. Take you back to the championship game here at Notre Dame. Henderson with a rebound goal in overtime to beat UConn. And that got the Fighting Irish their 10th Big East tournament title. 1-0 the final, and certainly they are the overwhelming favorite to handle things again in conference here in 2009. You see a nice round of applause for Rose Augustine, who's back up and walking off a little bit gingerly to the sideline. 3 goals, 3 assists, one of the key contributors and playmakers for this Irish attack. And again, they are missing some firepower up front. We'll see how they deal without Augustine on the field for now. Michaela Alvarez, a senior from Cranberry, New Jersey, comes on the field in place of Augustine. There's Michaela.
This is a part of the game. If you're Notre Dame, you cannot afford to get frustrated. You've done a good job. You've created opportunities. You haven't gotten the finish. You have to keep pushing the pace of the game.
Erica Iatorno, junior from Hinsdale, Illinois, on as well. She had a goal and assist against Louisville last year. 12:20 left to go here. Big East Women's Soccer on the CBS College Sports Network. Jason Knapp, Shep Messing, glad to have you along. Notre Dame has had a flurry of opportunities here in this opening half, but yet to solve. The talented freshman keeper from Louisville, Taylor Vansel. Another chance there by the Irish, and it's hooked wide. And that is Folks.
That's another good play that starts out wide on the right flank. That's a great first touch by Lauren Folks. Takes it down, creates space, takes the shot, but goes wide of the far post.
And again, won a gold medal with the U.S. Under-20 women's national team at the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Chile last winter. She was actually busy representing the U.S., couldn't help her Irish teammates as they made their late season push towards the College Cup. So she won gold and watched her team come up a little bit short back at home. Headed down by the Irish. Clark. Alvarez trying to win, and Cunningham for Louisville plays it near side. Sent back on goal. Lysander in position. Cardell. Nice touch wide, but Jones gets run off and wins it back. Threat here for the Irish, Folks. Wards off one play. Lots of space wide. Give and go chance. Touch too strong, and it's knocked out.
That was a good decision, though, by Lauren Folks. We talked about her being a holding player. She had the ball, made a run to the midfield, didn't find an opening, so changed the point of attack, played it out wide to the right.
Sophomore Ellen Jantz on for Notre Dame, replacing Molly Campbell. Again, you can sub in college soccer. Just can't return in the first half. You are allowed re-entry in the second half. Irish trying to save it, can't, and it'll be a Louisville throw-in. Erica Iatorno, you may notice she's got the rather large cast on her right arm, dealing with a tendon issue. Only time she wears it during games to protect it from further injury. And it's all padded, cleared by the officials, so you may see that as she tools around the field. Certainly that's just a precautionary issue right now. She's still able to give it a go for Notre Dame. Under 9 to go here, first half. And you get the sense that with all these chances that Notre Dame is having, it's only a matter of time, but as time continues to roll out, it's got to boost the confidence of the Cardinals here on the road. Bowling. sent back wide. Entry pass. Just out of the reach of Rader. Reset. Cunningham, Cardell. Retreats. And now served wide. That's Jones, and that'll be out of play.
That's a good decision, though, by Cardell, not to lose the ball, to take it, to play it back, to keep possession. You don't have to dominate a game to win the game, and right now Louisville hanging around.
Iatorno coming back to help disrupt things for Notre Dame. Now plenty of time here for the Irish and headed forward. Stastny, member of the Canadian youth national teams, giving superior effort here for Notre Dame. Well, women's soccer takes center stage later this week of the CBS College Sports Network. Our crew in Florida, two-time defending CUSA tournament champ Memphis, taking on number 22 UCF. Game aired Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the CBS College Sports Network, the pulse of college sports. The Conference USA making some serious strides on the national scene. UCF, a couple of big wins this year and the national ranking. Of course, here in the Big East, Notre Dame's been the big cat, if you will, but a lot of these other programs really making a push. Louisville, West Virginia, UConn, St. John's, and others, all really making plenty of national noise. Henderson lost it out of bounds. Excuse me, that was Scheidler pushing forward from the back line for Notre Dame on that run.
Jason, we see an inordinate amount of goals scored first 5 minutes of a half, last 5 minutes of a half. Usually it's just lack of concentration. So if you're Louisville, you have to stay dug in, and if you're Notre Dame, continue to push like this.
It's another one of those games for Randy Waldrum as well, where he needs his team to keep the pressure on and respond and not let the frustration level get the best of them. Certainly, they dominated the run of play. Try not to give up counter opportunities. Giselle Maingal, her pass intercepted, and here's a chance for the Irish. Folks sending it towards the net. It goes wide as Vansel watches it go over the end line. Don't forget Adam Zucker from the CBS College Sports Desk coming up at the break. Adam will have a great feature on a Kansas women's soccer star who is able to communicate on the soccer field despite a disability. That's coming up on the CBS College Sports Desk at the half. Alvarez plays it across. Folks sends it wide. Low centering ball. Louisville sends it up. Bowling trying to win the header. Falls down. Iatorno can't settle. And it's knocked out wide. Maingal watches Notre Dame retreat and now start another push up field. Good reversal here for the Irish. Continuing to attack the flanks. Good ball win for Louisville. Maingal can't turn it. Cardinals have it, and here's an opportunity. Clark with the interception and the clear. So McDonald able to send it back. Their brother Ryan, member of the men's team at Louisville. Her dad played at Penn State in the pro ranks. A freshman from Nashville. And certainly growing time for both of these teams with a lot of youth displayed. A lot of first and second year players playing critical roles for both of these squads.
It's great to see the evolution of all the programs in the Big East. Right now it's all about clock management. If you're Louisville, you're under 2 minutes. You've had a heroic effort from your goalkeeper to keep you in the game. Then you settle down a little bit. So get to the halftime whistle. And if you're Notre Dame, you talked about it, they should not be frustrated. They've had good possession. They've created great goal-scoring opportunities. They have to keep pushing.
And again, no Big East team has won here on Notre Dame soil in 14 years. Span of 88 games. And Notre Dame hasn't lost to a Big East foe overall since 2005, a run of 54 in a row unbeaten against conference foes. And Vansel had that one tracked all the way, and with a minute and change left, she'll kill a couple extra seconds and then knock it across midfield. You know, if you're gonna win on the road, this is a pretty good recipe to this point for the Cardinals, what they've done.
We talked about it early. If you're Louisville, you've got to weather the storm in the first 15 minutes of the game. They did that through their goalkeeper, and all you need is one quality opportunity to get a goal. So far so good for Louisville.
Notre Dame with some pressure here in the final 32 seconds. Hall, Ayatorna. Good collapsing defense there by the Cardinals. The Irish not able to turn it towards the net. Throw it. Maingal.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Leamy sends it on net. Off the crossbar! Wow, looked like a harmless shot, but Shannon Leamy almost gave Louisville a 1-goal lead.
Unbelievable. We talked about the danger right at the end of the half. There's the strike with the right foot. Hits the upper 90, the post. Their best goal-scoring opportunity in the first half.
Louisville able to watch Notre Dame pepper its net and watch their star-studded freshman keeper stop a ball, and they almost stole a goal right before the break. This was going to be close as Leamy let it fly, and this was almost a heartbreaker here for the Irish.
Yeah, I think it would have counted right there. And good recognition. The players on the field knew the clock. Why not take a shot? They almost got a goal.
Well, some thrilling chances, mostly for Notre Dame. And Louisville almost got one before the break.